Hello everyone, we should be live. Thank you for joining me today on Facebook. So normally on Wednesday at 2 o'clock we have the stamp along where we give you a project that you can craft along with. But today we are doing things a little bit different. So today I'm actually going to give you a demonstration and show you all of the brand new products from the Daisy collection, which launched on the website at 6 o'clock last night. So if you haven't done so already, please do hop over to the website, chloescreativecards.co.uk, where we have got some amazing new products for you to have a look at. So thank you so much to everyone who's joining me. I've got screens all over the place to have a look at. So let's have a little look through the comments on here. So hello to Patricia, hello to Ellie, hello to Margaret, hello to Anne who's watching in Australia. How amazing. Hello to June, hello to Tricia as well. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Hello to Hayley and Helen and Sharon. Thank you all so much for joining me today. So I can see that lots of you are online and watching already. So I'll just give everyone a few more minutes just to find the feed and just to kind of join us and things like that. Hopefully we should have no technical issues today, fingers crossed. Hopefully the sound should be a little bit better too today as well. If anyone is in the Stampin' Chloe Facebook group, you will have seen that I have put some soundproofing tiles up this week, but I basically mucked the measurements up. So I measured them in inches and they actually came over in centimetres, so we need like about 2 times the amount. But it's going to be fine, we'll get it all sorted. So thank you so much everyone for joining me. Oh, Leslie loves my jumper, thank you, I got that one, I got it this week. It's very Chloe's Creative Cards colours, isn't it actually? Nice little purchase from Next. So thank you everyone. Okay then, so we are going to get started. So what I thought I'd do first is give you a little walkthrough of the products because it's quite a small release, this one. There are actually only 6 products in the full collection and the I Need It All bundle is under £50. So what I thought I'd do is give you a little bit of a walkthrough of all of the new goodies and then I'll show you lots of inspiration. I have got some demonstrations prepped as well. So that is the plan for this week. What I might do actually is, I might do 2 demos and then the third one we might do as a stamp along next week. I'm just thinking because that might work quite well because I feel like otherwise I could be here for 3 or 4 hours showing you everything. Because for all it's a small release, there is still so much to talk everyone through. Okay then, so let's get started. So this is literally the full collection. So there are 6 different products in here. So we've got stamps, dies, and we've got cut and emboss folders as well. And the cut and emboss folders are brilliant for creating quick cards, but I'm going to show, as I just drop them all, I'm going to show you as well how you can then kind of level these up and make some more intricate projects with them as well. So I'm going to pop it onto the overhead camera and then I can show you all of the different goodies that we've got. So let's pop the overhead on. Here we go, bear with me. Right, okay then. So we've got the gorgeous new Summer Meadows designer paper pad first. And this is absolutely beautiful. If you went for our watercolour washers paper pad, which was back in, when was that one? Back in May time, I think it was, wasn't it? You all absolutely loved it. Well, if you love that paper pad, you are going to love this one as well. So this one's called Summer Meadows, and if we just have a little flick through, you can see we've got beautiful daisy designs on here, we've got watercolour washes, we've got the daisy pattern, we've got the kind of glitter effect, we've got the foliage as well, we've got polka dots, we've got the pink flowers, we've got foliage, but they've all got like a, can you see how they've got like a watercolour wash type finish to them? They are really, really pretty. They're absolutely gorgeous. So again, we've got more polka dots. This is mine that I've actually used. So if there's a few sheets missing, that's why. We've got gorgeous blues in here and like more purpley tones as well. I love this one. This is like a marble with the blues and purples. A really, really pretty design. And we've got like some, these like mottled type backgrounds. Then we've got some florals, some more glitter effects, some little leaves as well. So it was all designed to tie in with this collection and it is absolutely beautiful. So within there you get 48 double-sided sheets, 12 designs, 4 sheets of each, and they're all on 160 GSM paper as well. And it's a really nice quality paper. It's lovely for stamping and embossing on too, and it is of course great for die cutting as well. It is absolutely gorgeous. So that's the first new item. So that's the Summer Meadows paper pad. card, which if you've been following the page for a little while, you will have seen that we have actually been using it on quite a lot of projects over time, and you've kind of all been asking which papers are these, when are they coming, and they have been on the way. Just with kind of the situation we're in at the moment with COVID and whatnot, things have just been a little bit delayed. So we had hoped to launch this a little bit earlier in the year. But do you know what? I think it's just what everyone needs right now. Lovely, bright, spring-like colours and really, really pretty designs. And it's nice to have a little break from making Christmas cards as well, isn't it? So this is gorgeous. So that is the Summer Meadows paper pad. So that's the first item, okay? We've then got the Sentiment Borders Stamp and Die set. Now this will make sense in a moment when I show you the cut and emboss folders, okay? But if I turn this round, you get your little Sentiment Borders die, and these have got like a stitched edge down as well. So they cut out and then you've got the stitch detailing. And then we've designed a variety of sentiments that are going to fit into the middle of those little borders too. So we've got congratulations, we've got have a lovely day, we've got with love, birthday wishes and happy birthday. And you'll notice that we've curved a couple of the sentiments as well, so they can fit in the curved banner too. Okay, so that is the Sentiments Borders Stamp and Die collection. And you can see how we've got all inspiration on the front of the packaging as well. So it's really nice and bright, and these are actually mine. So what I tend to do is I just carefully peel this strip away at the bottom here, and then I just snip the top off the packaging so it creates like a little wallet. Then you can just drop them in and out like that. Okay, so that's what I do for storage too. So that one is the Sentiment Borders. The next one that we've got is the Delightful Daisy Stamp and Die set, and this is gorgeous. This is like if you've got our Rose Mallow or our Clematis Stamp and Dies, it's the same idea. So you've got the 3 large flower dies here, so you've got your daisy and your 2 smaller flowers, and then we've got the stamps to match. But what you've also got on here, which is really cool, is you've got some sentiment builders. So if I hold that up, can you see how you've got beautiful, special and fabulous as keywords? But then what you can do is you can build it up with have a fabulous birthday, special memories, beautiful day, fabulous day, special day. So you can build up different sentiments to suit your different occasions, which is really, really nice, and it's just something a little bit different as well. So that's your stamp set that comes with this one. So that's your Delightful Daisy. Okay, and again, I'll just pop that one back away. Then we've also got the Daisy Elements, and again, this one will come into play in a moment when we show you the cut and emboss folders. So a lot of you have been asking for some smaller flower designs. So just to put this into perspective, this stamp sheet is an A7 sheet in size. I'm just trying to see if I can find. Let me just grab a piece of white card and I'll pop that underneath so everyone can see, just as I start wrecking the place here. Okay, I'll pop this one underneath here so that you can see it. So this one is the Daisy Elements Stamp and Die set. So again, you've got the daisy flower, you've got the 2 smaller flowers, you've got the 3 tiny flowers, and you've also got some foliage in there as well, which is really useful for stamping and embossing onto your heat resistant acetate, because what you can then do is be tucking that in behind the flowers and things like that. So you get the stamp set in there, and then you also get the dies to match, and those dies cut out the flowers. And what we have done again, if you've had any of our stamp and dies before, is can you see the little tiny notches that we've put in? It's really hard to show you on here, but when you get them home, you'll notice one petal has a little notch out on the die, and one petal on the stamp has an extra little piece of polymer at the top. Can you see that if I get in? It's a real challenge, isn't it? Oh, not making a good job of that. Okay, so basically it helps you to line them up. So I'll talk through that when I show you how to use them. So that's that one there. So that is your gorgeous Daisy Elements Stamp and Die set. And then these are kind of the main part of the collection. So these are the 2 brand new cut and emboss folders. These are 6x6 in size, and they are absolutely beautiful. So the first one that we've got is the Heartfelt Daisy design. As you can see, it is that fabulous embossing folder that's got the cutting dies in, okay? And we've made these 6x6 in size, so they'll fit through some of your smaller die cutting machines as well, such as your Gemini Junior or your Big Shot, like the 6-inch one, the smaller one. So you can use these in lots of different ways. So this one is the Heartfelt Daisy design, and I think this is perfect for weddings. Imagine this for wedding invites as well. It will be absolutely beautiful. But what's so cool about this design is This is one of our partial cut designs. So what that means is it partially cuts out the petals so you can lift and get three-dimensional finishes with these beautiful folders. So I'll show you that one in a moment. The sentiment banners also you can line up over the top, so you can be die cutting an extra piece and layering it up and popping your sentiment on, and the daisy elements all die cut out and overlay onto the cut and emboss folder as well. Okay, so that's the Heartfelt Daisy design. That one back in there, and then the next one that we've got, this is gorgeous. This is going to be so useful. So this one is the Dancing Daisy cut and emboss folder. So again, you can see how we've got all of that beautiful embossed detail in the background. We've got that curved banner going across the middle, which again mixes and matches with your sentiment borders, Stampin die set, and then you've got all of the dies inside that are going to cut out the beautiful floral designs. And these really are so intricate. The designs on these, we have absolutely pushed the boundaries. They are stunning, and we've got so much metal work in here as well, ready to die cut out. So again, like with the Heartfelt Daisy design, your border banner die is going to fit straight across the middle, and the daisy elements are going to line up over the top of here. So if you want to be die cutting out and overlaying in different colours, building up the flowers and things like that, this is absolutely perfect for that too. And I'll show you exactly how it all works perfectly together in a moment. Okay, so that one is Dancing Daisy. Right, so I'm going to put that to one side, okay, and I'm going to grab in some finished samples to show you all. So I think that's what really kind of explains this to everyone. I've got loads of finished cards to show you as well, so I'm going to grab the first ones in. So these ones are actually using the Dancing Daisy design, and you can see how pretty this is. So we've used the cut and emboss folder in the middle, we've used the beautiful papers, you can see how we've used the daisy element stamp over the top, ready just to add a few little like extra colours, extra flowers onto here, and of course that beautiful sentiment border going across the middle. This is actually being made on one of our 8x8 fancy dies as well, so you can see how you can make a shaped card blank and it's going to fit perfectly in the middle. So that one's with the Dancing Daisy. The next one is with the Dancing Daisy again, and you can see how we've created a lovely circular die, a circular shaped card here. So by using the pretty blues out of the paper pad and by layering this up, you can see how it creates that depth and dimension on your project. Again, you can see how we've got that lovely banner going across the middle with your sentiment too. I think this is one of Ruth's. What she's done is just raised it a little bit on some foam pads, just to give it a little bit of depth and dimension. Okay. And we've got another one here, this is one of Rebecca's, so you can see how she's used the flowers in the corner here, and then she's used the beautiful Dancing Daisy embossing folder in the middle. But can you see how she's stamped and embossed over the top of the cut and emboss folder? So the stamps all marry up with these. So you can see how perfectly it's all going to mix and match together. And that beautiful Summer Meadows paper pad in the background in the really nice yellows and the spring light colours. It is so pretty. Okay. So then the next one here, this is an 8x8 card. And this one is from Glynis. And she's used the beautiful fancy square nesting dies on here. And what she's done is built the design up so it's a little bit bigger. So she's die cut out the frame to start with, then she's popped it into the folder and run it through, and you can see how pretty that then looks. By adding in the extra flowers as well from that daisy element Stampin die set, it just works perfectly. And then this one here, just to show you how you don't just have to use these cut and emboss folders on square cards. You can be using them on different sizes and shapes of cards as well. So this one that Rebecca's done, she's die cut out 2 circles. She's cut out one from the cut and emboss folder, then she's cut out another one underneath. And what this then does is it means that you can mat and layer them. So she's layered them together, but you can see how those elements still work absolutely beautifully by using that lovely sentiment border across the middle, by adding the jewels onto there, by adding your glitters as well. It just takes it to another level. So this one looks absolutely lovely. And you can see how it all comes really nicely together as well with those beautiful papers. This one's the one by Ruth, and what she's done is she's actually used some vellum to stamp and emboss the flowers onto, and she's done it all in white and silver, which looks really classy and elegant. So you can see how beautifully this has all come together. And you can see how by adding your little elements of glitter in the background, it just works so, so well. But then in complete contrast, look at this one that Barbara's made. So she's used the yellows from the paper pad, and then she's used some sparklicious glitter on there to really bling it up. But you can see how it creates such a lovely focal feature in the centre of your card, but it's so, so easy to do. Then the next one here, this is another one from Ruth. So you can see how Ruth's used all the different papers in the background, used the lovely grasshopper glitter to add a little bit of sparkle onto there, and she's also used those daisy elements as well to be layering up. And then this is the one from Glynis, all in lemons and yellows. You can see how bright and zingy this is. It is absolutely beautiful. Matting layering all those papers up in the background as well. It's just really nice and summery and bright, and it's going to put a smile on someone's face when you send them these handmade cards. It is just absolutely beautiful. Okay then, so those were some samples with the Dancing Daisy cut and emboss folder. So what I think I'll do is I'm going to pop in the details for the full bundle, just in case anyone missed the start of the video, so just give me 2 seconds. I'll pop those in so you can see how within the full bundle you are getting your paper pad, you're getting the cut and emboss folders, you're getting the Stampin' dies as well. So you get literally everything within there. So the usual price would be $64.96, but the bundle price is just $49.99, and you're saving 23% against buying the product individually, which is an amazing saving. And you can see as well how everything within this collection mixes and matches so, so well together. Okay then, so I'm going to pop some finished samples in just to show you, pop a little collection in. And I'm just going to get ready for a demonstration. So if you just give me 2 minutes, I'm going to turn the sound off so you can't hear me kind of rustling in the background. But if you just give me 2 minutes, I'll get ready and pop and show you exactly how to use these. Right everyone, I'm back. So this is going to be the first project that I'm going to show you how to make today. So this is using the beautiful Dancing Daisy cut and emboss folder. And you can see how I've used lots of the different backgrounds on here, and I've also added the daisies on there too. I can see a couple of you are saying that you've lost the sound. I do actually mute it when I'm just getting ready for a demo to show you how to use things, just so then you don't hear me rustling about in the background. But we're back now. Okay then. So I'm going to show you exactly how to make this project from start to finish. So what we're going to do to start with is we're going to use our cut and emboss folder. So the design that we're going to be using is the Dancing Daisy, and you can see it's this design here. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of our crystal white card, I've cut it down to just over 6 inches square, and I'm going to place that into my folder. And I'm going to run this through my Gemini machine. So your plate combination for your cut and emboss folders are whatever you use for a standard embossing folder. So my Gemini, I use my base plate and my cutting plate on the top. So that could be, I think now they don't do the purple plate, I think it's a clear plate now. But it's basically just whatever you use for a standard embossing folder, that's exactly what you need to use for this. Okay, so I can feed this through my machine. Again, these are sized to 6 by 6 in size, so if your machine has got a 6-inch opening, these are going to fit through perfectly. Okay, so then when we take this away, reveal this always, it just amazes me. When you reveal it out of the folder, you can then see just how beautiful that design is, and you can see all of the cut work on there as well. So when we take that away, what you will find is over time your cut and emboss folder will get marked on this side. That is completely normal. Mine at home is literally like a banana. It's basically because of the pressure on the folder, that's what causes it to cut. So if your folder bends slightly, don't worry, that is completely normal. It's just the cut going into the other side. Okay then, so what we're going to do now is we're going to trim this down to size. So let me just grab my smaller guillotine to do this. So we're just going to quickly trim this down, and see there's a few comments about the pricing in dollars. Everything on our website is sold in pounds sterling, so we don't actually sell in dollars. It would be your credit card company that do the exchange rate, so you would need to contact them. Okay, so you can see how we can just trim this down. So then we've got this beautiful design. Okay, now this to me, when I first did this, it was just crying out for a little bit of ink on the top. So what I then did is I popped this just onto some scrap paper, and I took a Distress Oxide ink pad in peeled paint. Okay, and then I just very lightly took a piece of cut and dry foam and just lightly rub over the top like so. Now I'm not too worried about inking over the flowers and things like that, because I'm going to show you what we're going to do with those in a moment. But what you can do is just work your way around, inking up the background. And you can kind of put as much or as little as you would like with your ink on here. So you spend a little bit of time just popping your ink over the top like so. Okay. So what I'm then going to do is give this a little blast over with my heat gun just to dry the ink off. So let me grab this in. So I'm just doing this, and it just is going to dry the ink before I go in and put a little bit of glitter on. Okay, so you can see how perfectly that then dries there. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my art glitter, Dries clear glue, and I've got the metal tip on the top of here. Okay, and what we're going to do is lift up all of the little leaves in the background to start with. And we're going to add a little bit of glitter onto these. So you can see how you can just very carefully lift these with your fingers. I'm just leaving the flowers flat for now. Okay, and then what we're going to do is take our glue and just infill like so. You can see how you can just work around adding the glue on the leaves. Okay, what I'm also going to do is go in and add a little bit of glue onto the leaves in the background. Now I have got one of these that I've already done, that I've left to dry, so what I'll do is just do half of it, just to show you, and then when we do when I finish the card, I'll use the one that's already dried. Okay, but you can just see how you can go in, adding your glue onto here. Like so. And then I'm going to take some glitter And the colour that I've chosen is Grasshopper, which is a lovely bright green. This is one of our older glitters. Sprinkle that over the top, and then you can just see how that then adds that little bit of glitter onto the foliage in the background. So like I say, I've got one that I've done already at home that's now completely dry. So what we'll do is start and work to build the flowers up on here. And pop that to one side. I'm going to pop my glitter back into the jar. Like so. Okay, and we'll bring this in. I'm just going to lift those leaves up. I'm going to start to lift the flowers up as well, so you can see how much depth and dimension you were getting with this design. What you can of course do as well, if you find it a little bit easier, is you can just use a pokey tool and you can just be pushing these through. Like so. So I'm going to do exactly the same at the top here. Okay, and then when we turn that round, you can see how that really then starts to lift and pop. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is we're going to do a little bit of stamping and a little bit of embossing. So to do that, we are going to be using the Daisy Elements Stamps and Die set. Okay, and I've taken a little scrap of the blue, like marbled style paper from the Summer Meadows paper pad. Okay, and I'm going to take these two smaller flowers from the pack. Okay, I'm going to grab an acrylic block just to stick these onto. Now this particular design is symmetrical, so I tend to I don't worry about marking where I'm lining up and things with this one because it's dead easy. So I'm going to take an anti-static pad, and I'm also going to take Wow Clear Embossing ink pad. I'm going to give this a little dust over, and then we're going to take our ink pad. We're going to ink up our stamps like so. I'm going to stamp this one down here. It's the first one. I'm going to do exactly the same again here. I'm going to lift that up. I'm going to take my Lavender Luxe embossing powder, sprinkle this over, tap away the excess. So this is a very, very pale lavender, so it might be a little bit difficult for you to see. So what we're going to do now is heat up the flowers. Sorry, I have just taken this off camera a little bit. I don't want to blow that embossing powder away. That's that one done. We're going to do exactly the same again. Okay, on another little strip of blue. So these flower stamps are really useful for using up all of your little scraps as well. So that one there. Exactly the same again in there. And we're just going to build this up. Tap away the excess. This is going to go straight back into the jar. Pop the lid onto there. Okay, and then we're going to heat this up. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to add the dies over the top. I know that a couple of you are saying about it keeps freezing and things, but that's very much to do with Facebook. It's got nothing that I've got any control over, I'm afraid. So please do just bear with us, and then what we'll do is after this video, I always do post the actual video to the page, so you can always catch up, and I will pop it onto YouTube as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just take some low tack tape just to hold my dies into place. Maybe a little bit too much tape. So what I'm going to do, sorry, I'll just have to bring these in a little bit closer just so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to line these up. Like so. And I'm going to run this through my Gemini machine again. I'm just going to use my junior plates because it's a little bit quicker this way. Okay, so we're going to run those through together. Okay, I'm going to just keep going. So that's those two that I cut out. That's the first one. That's the second one. Okay. This one's going to go onto there. And this one is going to go into there. A little bit of tape over again. Okay, and then we can just quickly run this through. Hadn't quite pushed my plates in yet, I'm afraid. Okay, so what we're going to do is pop those out again and we'll just do another couple. Okay, but you can see how useful these dies are going to be. They are fabulous. I think these are going to be the kind of little flowers that you just use all the time to finish a project off. Okay, so we'll continue on here. Just going to line the next one up over here. Okay, and then we're going to just keep putting this one under here. Okay, and then we'll do one more over here. Going to find the there. And then this one is going onto here. So just line that up again and run those through. Okay. And I'll show you how to make these pretty little flowers up. Pop those to one side, and then what we're going to do now is just start to build these little flowers up. So what I did is I just pinched the petals just between my finger and thumb, like so. Okay, then what I do is I take the base one and I stuck one down under here, completely flat. Okay, so I'm just using my glue. I've glued that down and then I'm going to stick our little flower over the top. Exactly the same on this one. As well, and we'll do the same onto here. And you can see how pretty these colours all just start to come together. Okay, and then what we're going to do is just push the little flowers up, like so. Okay, and then what we're going to do is just add the little flowers onto the top. So again, just a little blob of PVA glue in the middle. And then what we're going to do is place this down onto the top of here. and you can see how this all then starts to come together. Okay, we seem to have just replying to everyone and see that we've got a bit of a problem on Facebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to record the broadcast and I'll pop it onto the page after. Okay then, so what I'm going to do is just continue on, adding the little flowers onto the top like so. So we're just layering these up onto the background here, and I'm going to do exactly the same with the smaller ones too. So what I'm going to do is just keep working round. Hi everyone, it's Chloe from Chloe's Creative Cards. So, unfortunately we've had to kind of cut the live video short and we're going to edit this part in. So I'm going to continue on with the demonstration. This is what we are, this is what we're aiming for the finished project, and this is how far that we've got along so far. So basically, we've done the cut and emboss folder in the background, we've cut out and stamped some of the little flowers and popped those on the top, and we're going to do the same with the daisies now as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by taking a piece of yellow patterned paper. This is from the Summer Meadows pad. We're going to give it a dust with an anti-static bag, and then we're going to take our stamp. Now this stamp, if I hold it up really closely, you might be able to see how it has a tiny little notch on one of the petals at the top. That's to help you with lining up, because the stamp has the extra bit of polymer on, then the die has the little notch out of the top. So what we're going to do is ink up our stamp with a Wow Clear embossing ink pad, and we're going to stamp this down 4 times. Now I know that I've put it with the petal pointing upwards with the little point on. So I'm going to stamp these down like so. And I'm going to put a little marker on my paper with a little arrow pointing up, so then I know that that petal at the top is the one that's got the little notch on for lining up. So we're going to sprinkle our embossing powder over the top. The colour that I'm using is a Wow powder. It is called Spiced Honey Sparkle. This is one of the exclusive Stamps by Chloe colours as well. So what we'll then do is heat this up. So we're going to take our heat gun, holding the heat gun still, we're just going to heat these up, so just moving the heat gun over the image like so. Okay, we're just going to give that a couple of seconds to cool, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some low tack tape and tape my daisy die in place. So I'm going to pop that one there like so and tape that over the top, and I'm just going to run this through my die cutting machine. So I've got my Gemini set up just to the side of me here. Take that one out. So this is the first one done. So I'm going to work my way through and do this with all of the daisies. Just lining that up, taping it in place and running it through the die cutting machine. And this one. then this one finally here too. So you can see how easy this is to line up. Take that over the top and then run this through. So we've got those little daisies all nicely cut out now. Just carefully release that from the die. There we go. And then what we're going to do is stick the first daisies down in the middle onto our card blank here. Okay, so a bit of glue in the middle. I'm just going to line that up and pop that one down over the top, like so. I'm going to do exactly the same. The next one there. And we're going to pull the petals up towards the top like so. Lob the glue in the middle. Like so. So just build this up. Okay, and then you can see how we've got the background nicely built up there now. So what I've done now is I've taken some of the smaller flowers and I've just dyed these out with the Daisy Elements dies. And we're just going to glue these into place. Into here like so. So we're like doing a little bit of paper piecing. And these have all been sized to fit onto the die cuts as well. So you can see how lovely this is all going to work together. Another one to there. Another one onto there too. And then, where's the other ones? Little look, I've got these all prepped in my little box over here. Let's start to get these stuck on. That's that one there. And then we just need one larger one, which I should have already die cut out over here, unless I've lost it, possibly in transit. Yeah, it's not in there. Right, we'll just quickly grab a little piece of pink out of my paper pad here. Look. This one here. We'll die cut out one of the smaller flowers. So we'll just stick this onto here. A little bit of Dries clear glue. I think I might have cut one that's a little bit large. There we go. Okay, and then what you can do is just go in with your pokey tool and you can just push all of the little flower petals up like so. turn that round, you can see how nicely that's come together. So what I'm going to do now is just add some little jewels into the middles of the flowers. So I'm just going to use some plain silvery ones and also some pink ones too. So I'm going to put 3 into the middle of the daisies because they're a little bit larger. Need my little pick-up pencil. Or a pair of tweezers, either or. This is Dries clear glue that I'm using as well, so it will obviously dry clear on the finished project. So just drop these into the middle. Like so, and then we're just going to add a little jewel to the middles of those blue flowers as well. Like so, and then on the pink flowers I'm going to add some little pink jewels into the middle. And you can just see how this is then starting to come really nicely together. Of course, on the finished sample as well, I added a few little pearls to the background, which of course you could be doing if you wanted to as well. So what I'm then going to do is take one of the sentiment banners, and I have actually already die cut this piece out. So I've taken the wavy banner from the die set and I've die cut that out from a piece. Let me just create a little bit of space here. Die cut that out from a piece of crystal white pearl card. So you can see I've got my little banner there. Then I'm just going to pick a sentiment to go across the middle. So I think I'm going to go for have a lovely day. So we'll just peel this away. And this is going to get stuck onto an acrylic block. And we're just going to stamp and emboss a sentiment across the middle of this banner. Pop that onto there. There's a good dust with an anti-static there. And then I'm going to take some metallic silver super fine embossing powder to heat this one up. I'm just going to ink up my stamp. Line it up and I'm going to press. So you want firm even pressure all over the image, and then you're going to take your metallic, that's the wrong colour, your metallic silver sparkle, silver super fine wow powder, sorry, sprinkle that over and tap away the excess like so. So we're just going to heat this up, holding the heat gun still, and then we're just going to move that over the image. Okay, and then we're going to take a couple of foam pads just to stick that into the middle of the card. A little bit more foam on the end there. And there we go. So you can see how we've got have a lovely day going across the middle of the little design there now. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take a chisel tip glue pen and I'm going to take some Crystallina glue there. Just find that. It's this one here. So So what we're then going to do is just drag this along the edge of the cardstock like so, just to create a little glittery border going around the outside. Okay. So then you can see how we've got that nicely built up. So what I've then started to do is I've started on all of my mats and layers for my card. So I've got an 8x8 card blank to start with. And then I've taken a lovely one of the patterned papers out of the Summer Meadows paper pad. And I've edged around the edge with some Crystalina glitter and a chisel tip glue pen. So we're going to stick this flat onto our base card, just with a little bit of glue. It's going to go onto there like so. And then I've taken a piece of white card and a piece of the pink polka dot. I'm going to mat these two together. Bit of glue on the back again. It's going to go onto there. Like so, and then we'll just take the backs off these foam pads. Pop that on at a slight angle. Base card, and then we're going to take a piece of the blue and we're going to mat that onto some white card. It's going to go down under the base here. So you can see how that's all the colours tie in beautifully together. Okay, so then we're going to pop that down onto our base card at a slight angle. Then I've taken a piece of silver mirror card. Now I haven't popped my foam pads on here because I wanted to check that I was happy with the size of that when I popped my little topper on. I'm going to pop some foam pads onto the back of here. Take the backs off those. Like so, and then we're going to pop our lovely topper onto the top of there. So I'm going to take just some foam pads again, and we'll just dot these across the background. Like so, I'm going to pull in half to go across the centre there. And we'll go in half diagonally as well. Just to pop a couple into the gaps here. And take the backs off the foam pads. So that's going to go down onto your base card. And then to finish that one off, you could just go in and add a few little jewels into the corner. Bring in the one that I've done at home. So just add a few little jewels into the corner, dot a few little jewels about in the background, and of course if you wanted to add a ribbon and a bow, you could be doing that as well. So I really hope that you are going to enjoy making this project at home. I know at the beginning of the live I said we were going to do a few different videos, but what I think I'll do is I will do a video walkthrough of all of the finished samples from this particular collection, and then I'll do a couple of separate demo videos as well, and we'll pop them onto Facebook and we'll pop them onto YouTube. So thank you so much to everyone who joined me today. Hope we'll get this video up very, very soon for you all. And yes, hopefully you really enjoy making this project at home. So thank you, bye.